Hey, it's Kiki, and welcome back. If, you've been here before. If not, welcome for the first time. This is a bit of a late MerMay thing, because I was sick for half of May, and the other half I was doing Critical Role stuff. So I decided to do a sea panther, make a panther aquatic words, and a mermaid. But I wanted to do something complicated but simple at the same time, if that makes any sense. A lot of times when I have multiple characters, I don't have them very closely and directly interacting, so I wanted to do that in this picture, where I have them very close, as you can see. But I also kind of felt, considering I was using a panther, which is black, I wanted to make the contrast between him and the mermaid. So I attempted to use the complementary color of orange to blue. She kind of turned out with a little bit more red in her than orange, but I managed to work a little bit more orange back into her as I was shading. But yeah, and then they sort of ended up in this almost yin-yang-y pose. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. This is pretty cool. This is very unintentional, but this is awesome. And it worked out really well. I like how the final product came out. I wanted her... I've done mer people before, but aside from one time, and that was only when you could really see her back, I've always drawn the upper half very human. So this time I wanted to do something a little different, and I wanted her to be a little less humanish. So I didn't really fully feature her face. Her eyes are a little bit more alienish. Her torso is very long. I guess it's more like her abdomen, belly area that's more long. But, and then her hands are a little bit more streamlined, clawish. I mean, they're still hands, but they're not, like, I tried to not make them quite human. There's, of course, now that I'm matching it, they're still pretty human, aside from the webbing. I ended up having to do a lot of fixing with her line arc throughout the entire picture, because I didn't work on the concept for her very much. I will say that I envy people that can do one try-it construction and then perfectly get their line work, and it's like I have to do like the rough line work 4 to 5 times sometimes. But it is what it is, and I'm slowly trying to get better. But she's not really based on any particular fish in particular. She just kinda, I did what I thought looked cool / pretty. I kinda wanted it to look like she had like a bit of skirt thing. I wasn't actually gonna draw something like in her hand, or that she was holding in between both of her hands, but I wasn't sure what to do. So I kinda just made it, there's like this glow, and like she's holding something there, but it's too tiny to see past her hand. I cheated. It's basically what I'm saying I did. I cheated. I admit it. Despite the fact that I really don't draw animals that much anymore, I surprisingly, the last 2-3 times I've drawn an animal, have not had that much problem with them as I thought I would. Especially this guy. I managed to get him pretty quick. The only thing I really had issue with was the tip of his tail here. Trying to get it to look symmetrical, but still like it was bending and moving in the water. I probably played with it for a good half hour before I was finally happy with it. But other than that, I was like, yay, he's really good. And then after I started coloring, I realized I had erased the wrong lines and put his hind leg behind something, and then like the foot for the other one in front of the thing that his other leg's behind of, and it was really awkward, so I fixed it. As I was going, I had to keep going back and fixing line work throughout the entire picture. I was kind of annoyed at myself, but I was like, is what it is. Fix it now rather than, you know, I can't go back in time, so I have to fix it now. I knew pretty much from the start what kind of colors I wanted to use for him. I honestly had no idea other than the basis of orange for her. So I just kind of threw a bunch of random colors next to her that I was gonna maybe use, and didn't end up using like a portion of them. I took about 40 minutes using the paint bucket to try and map everything out. That's what this is here. Trying to figure out a good color for her skin that didn't look stupid and didn't contrast badly was really hard. And even after I did pick one and finished coloring her, I was like, I don't like it anymore. I did eventually, I believe, stick with this color. I just added a few markings to her skin. But she alone to color took about 3 hours. When I was specifically coloring her, it actually took me personally about 4 hours and 20 minutes because I kept getting distracted. I was zoning out so easily. What day was it that I was coloring her? Wednesday. It was bad. You can see me readjusting the colors as I go. I'm like, no, I don't like this. Fixing things. Okay, I finally got a color set that I really liked. I even used pink, which I hate. I hate pink. Just, but I used it because it kind of worked. But yet again, as I mentioned, I believe in the Percy video, I used very vibrant, bright colors, which is weird because I am not a vibrant, bright person. But I did end up after I shaded and stuff, I did end up muting them a little bit to make her fit better against the panther, but still more, she was still more bright than him, so it still worked. I've talked a lot in this video. I don't think I have anything else to say. See you at the end then. earlier I made the video that I'd wanted to do something a little bit more simple, and one of the reasons for wanting to do something more simple is because I found recently I've been trying to do, I want to do more, I want to do more, I want to do more, and it's just a lot of times I end up looking at it and it just feels really cluttered. And while I do like the result I get, it feels like I've done too much, and at the same time it's still like, no, I have to do more. So one of the reasons I wanted to do this particular picture was to just back off, essentially. I didn't want to do as much detailing. I wanted it to be really loose and not add as much, effects and details and such. Like, normally when I do a big old cat, I'll put a fur texture into it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do some base shading, show that they're in the water a little bit, and just do a minimalistic background and just have it exist, essentially. And I'm really happy with the final result I got of just taking that step back and not doing more, of just saying, okay, it's at a good spot, it's fine where it is. Because I kind of fell into the mentality of, if I do more, then maybe people will like it, maybe people will notice it better, maybe, I was too worried about what other people might think. That's not what I want my art to be. I want my art to be something I'm happy with, and I'm happy with this one. So that's it. I'll see you next week with Pike then.